You are listening to the QSR Web Podcast.
Outrageous, outsized, a little in your face. That's the tone of the brand we're sitting down with this week on the QSR Web Podcast, Topper's Pizza. And hello, everybody, and thanks again for checking in with us. I'm Pizza Marketplace and QSR Web Editor Shelley Whitehead, and I hope you'll stay with us because just ahead, Topper's Director of Social Media and PR, Colleen Glendenning, stops by to talk about marketing to the pizza customer who wants to get a little adventurous.
Are you a supplier or brand working to elevate the customer experience? The Interactive Customer Experience Association connects brands, suppliers, agencies, and more who are working to create transcendent customer experiences. Let's work together to create a better customer experience ecosystem for us all. Join the ICX Association today at icxa.org.
So, we are back with a pizza brand that you might call one of the bad boys in the bunch, and proud of it. Thank you very much. I speak, of course, of Topper's, a brand that flaunts its anti-authoritarianism and non-corporate nature every chance it gets from the website that bears the statement that the brand believes, and I quote, "Decisions about what goes into your pizza should be made in a kitchen, not a boardroom," unquote, to its offbeat pizza variations and snacky side items, running the gamut from wings and pretzel bites, chopsticks, and other party food. And with us today is a woman helping to stir the pot online and elsewhere, Topper's Director of Social Media and PR, Colleen Glendenning. Welcome, Colleen.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So, can you kind of give us a snapshot of Topper's at this moment in time, like number of stores, areas of the country, and typical customer?
Yeah, absolutely. So we currently have just over 70 locations in about 12 states, ranging from Colorado all the way over to Alexandria, Virginia. We have a location in Texas, and we're continuing to grow our core markets, though, where you probably would find, a multitude of locations would be in Wisconsin, Minnesota, several in Nebraska. But really the Midwest is where we're probably a stone's throw from where you are. And then we're sort of sporadically throughout the rest of the United States, and then going to continue to build density around those more remote markets.
So in terms tell us a little bit about that typical customer for you all.
Yeah. Our typical customer is somebody that loves exploring unique flavor combinations, but even if they're looking for a standard pepperoni or cheese pizza, they would demand excellence in flavor. So awesome cheesiness, never frozen cheese, handmade in-house dough, quality ingredients, sort of from top of the pizza to the bottom of the pizza, and all for a great value.
Aha. So I think of this brand, as you probably heard me say just before, a little bit cheeky, with a lot of swagger, but always heavy on the fun. Is that an accurate read, or just how would you introduce Topper's around the room at a party full of pizza brands?
No, totally right on. You really nailed it. We do have a lot of swagger. We have a lot of fun. We try to incorporate, our personality into our menu items. So I'd say that, for the adventurous pizza fanatic looking to crank up the flavor on their pizza and sides, whether it's something familiar, like I mentioned, like a pepperoni pizza, or something unexpected like buffalo chicken mac and cheese pizza, Topper's really ramps up pizza so that the taste is really crave-worthy. We do this by really leaving no topping unexplored and using bold, flavorful ingredients and, a hustling team that is passionate, fun, humorous, fearless. That's really what we would tell probably a room of pizza fanatics about, what sets Topper's apart. It's really that fun personality and having no fear about trying new items, mixing up, giving some unexpected flavors in our sides and on our pizza toppings.
Topper's goes a little bit offbeat in both its pizza varieties and its the assortment of snacky sides that you've got. And when I'm thinking about the pizza, I'm thinking about mac and cheese and lots of tatza.
Hmm.
And I wondered what prompted maybe that focus on how, on these kind of offbeat things like you were talking about before. Um, is it kind of an age of the audience that you're targeting? And how do you know it's working and that customers really like that offbeat stuff that you kind of specialize in?
For sure. It's kind of a trend. People want new and unique flavors. They want to be excited and they want to be presented with something that they maybe haven't tried before. But even more so than that, people today like to try new flavor combinations with a twist on the familiar. So yes, you can get mac and cheese from a lot of places, but ours has a twist, like our loaded tater mac and cheese or our buffalo chicken mac and cheese. So people can get breadsticks from a lot of different places, but our topper sticks are garlicky and buttery and, doused with cheese, and you can get them with bacon, you can get them with pepperoni. So we like to take the familiar and ramp it up a little bit and put a twist on it. And that's where we're really finding success, that it's comfortable enough for people to try something new, but then when they try it, they're like, wow, that's really different than what the standard is out there in the market. And we measure success really by, are the items per order increasing. So as I had mentioned, we have the pick two or more for $5.99 each menu, and we like to continue to add variety and options of what people can get and mix and match within that. And when we introduce these new side items, the pretzel bites, the monkey bread, our single order of topper sticks with various toppings, when we introduce more, the number of items that people typically order increase. So that tells us that, yes, not only are they ordering what they were before, but they're adding on that monkey bread. They're adding on that baked mac and cheese to the order they might have originally been, ordering from us before we had those additional sides. So we also take a lot of customer feedback. My title, social media and PR, I hear a lot of customer, ratings and reviews and what the voice of the customer is saying throughout, the internet. And really, we're getting a lot of great credit for these new sort of offbeat, as you had called it, side items that we're adding.
How do you carry that, in your role? Over social media, how do you carry that kind of, the bad boy pizza identity forward through social media? It seems like a great place to project that kind of personality.
Definitely. We, food comes first, so we definitely like to use our social media platforms to show people the quality and the deliciousness that our menu items would give them. But then definitely a lot of it comes through in the tone, the way that we use Twitter, the way that we respond to customers, the way we respond to people who potentially just troll us on social media. It's definitely a place where our brand voice can come to life, depending on the social media platform that we're working on. So we like to poke fun at people sometimes, depending on what their commentary might be. But all in good fun. It's sort of, we're gonna say what other people are thinking is more the approach that we take when it comes to our tone on social media.
It's a fine line, isn't it?
It definitely is. It definitely is.
Well, I wonder if finally we can talk a little bit about the absolute crowdedness of the pizza restaurant brand field today. You've said quite a bit about how you kind of filter a lot of the things that you do as the identity of Toppers through kind of the competitive landscape. But how does Toppers distinguish itself as the pie everybody wants, Or is it more like a laser focus on a specific type of customer rather than trying to be all things to all people?
Yes, that's a great question. And you had alluded to or asked earlier about is it an age or demographic? And Peppers really isn't about targeting, a specific group of people. We're about being the pizza place for people who like really good tasting food, who want a variety of options, but like to try unique flavor combinations and just don't want to settle for the run-of-the-mill big chain flavorless pizza. People who are fun, adventurous, want to feel good about the place that they're ordering from, all while getting a great value. That's our customer. That's who we're targeting. People that don't take themselves too seriously, that like to have a good time, that like to be surprised, that like to try new things, but also are just really know quality pizza, quality food, that want to be adventurous when they're eating. That's our customer. It's not necessarily about an age, but it is about, you know, a lot of times people like to use the terms targeting the millennials, targeting Gen Z. And while we are a youthful, younger brand, I would think that it would be maybe people who want to be associated with a brand like ours, that may be younger, that are coming into their own disposable income, that say, yes, that's the brand that's like me. Or for people that look at the brand and go, yes, that reminds me of the type of person that I was at a certain age or at a certain time in my life. So it's not targeting an age, it's targeting sort of a lifestyle and an approach to eating. And if you fall within that sort of framework, then you're our customer.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about this brand with us today. It's always a lot of fun to talk about Toppers. I like to see what you all are going to do next.
And that will wrap it up for this week's show. But please come back next week for another listen. Until then, I wish you a great weekend and great business in the week ahead.